Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
All right. Damn. Okay, what's going on, guys? We're here. All right, this is Tariq. I'm here with my brother, Marcel Dixon, right here. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, let me make sure the audio and everything is clear here. All the people watching live, how are we sounding, everybody? All my people watching live, we good? Because y'all know I'm very janky with a lot of this Zoom technology and everything. And shout out to Michael Warden. Are we good, family? Are we good in the chat room? As far as the audio, how are we with the audio? My brother. Okay, let me double check. Just want to make sure me and my brother's good with the audio. All right. Okay, anyway, so we're here with our brother Marcel. Marcel is doing great things out here. My brother Marcel has a lot of strong grassroots support. My brother's a candidate out there in South Carolina. Brother, what district are you in out there in South Carolina again?
South Carolina's District 6.
Okay, cool. When is the actual election? The voting.
The actual election is June 14th, but South Carolina, for the first time, has done early voting, and that started May 31st. It's continuing until June 10th. Then they will close the polls and reopen them for the final day of June 14th.
Okay, so people can go out there this week, right?
Yes, they can. It opens at 8, closes at, I believe, 5 or 6. So if you're in South Carolina, wherever you may be, you can go to the polls and vote.
Now, Brother Marcel, why do you think you've gotten so much grassroots support, man? You got a lot of grassroots support all over the country. A lot of people are seemingly surprised by this. You got a lot of prominent people supporting you. Why do you think you've gotten so much support right now?
Well, one, I think it's my message, reparations. You know, people want to run from a pro-Black message, but especially a pro-Black American freedman, or as you say, foundational Black American message. If you're going to run on a Black message, which no one ever does, you got to make it Black immigrants. That's why you see people walking around with these immigration is a Black issue shirts. I want to see reparations is a Black American or foundational Black American or freedman issue shirts. That's one. Two, it's been because of people like you know, Jason Black, Dana with the Data, TD Hip Hop News. I can't name everyone, obviously, but it's been because of the real Black media, sometimes called the new Black media. If it wasn't for y'all, I would not be known at all because the mainstream media doesn't cover me at all. And three, it has been because a lot of people have said it's so refreshing to hear someone who stands up for us and does it unapologetically. I don't go there mamming and sirring and, oh, please, I'm sorry. No, I go full force in for our people. So I think it's the reparations message. It is the new Black media support that has allowed me to connect with the grassroots. It is also that I am unapologetic about what I'm about my people.
Yes, indeed. Now, there was a viral video where you went to some type of meeting that Clyburn had, some kind of campaign rally, and you were confronting him and presenting the issues to him and talking about the lack of them bringing tangibles to foundational Black Americans, and then he started talking about some HR 40 and all of this nonsense. What would you say to that?
So in that video, that was a town hall. That was last year, June 2021.
Okay.
Had no intentions of running. I was just trying to be a reparationist, pushing reparations. What I did was I confronted him about his endorsement of Joe Crow, as I call him, but Joe Biden, the segregationist, who was a Ku Klux Klan mentee. And when I first started off, I read a quote from saying, "I'll be damned if I pay for the sin of my forefathers," and how Black Americans have been given an advantage. And he and other people there, they were perking up because they thought I was talking about Donald Trump. And I said to people, no, that's Joe Biden's words. Then I went in on Clyburn about how his majority Black district, 6th poorest in the U.S. out of 435 districts total, 3rd poorest in the U.S. out of 435 districts for children, highest eviction rates, the worst quality of water, the worst health. Matter of fact, in Columbia, South Carolina, the state capital, the health outcomes are so bad there that more Black people there, more people there get their limbs amputated than mainly all Black Americans, arms and legs chopped off because of preventable health care issues like diabetes and high blood pressure than anywhere else in the U.S. Then I told them how you said you knew Joe and Joe knows us and we knew Joe. I said, but since Joe's been in office, he's done executive orders for Asian Americans, Native Americans, LGBTQ, illegal immigrants. Native Americans have gotten historic levels of funding. But what has he done for Black Americans? The people whose back he said he was going to have. The people who without us, he will not be in office. And the Democrats will not have the House and the Senate as well. He had nothing to say. The only thing he could say to me when he tried to use HR 40, which we know is a study of reparations, and I shut that down real quick. I told him that doesn't specify descendants of American slaves as the recipients. I told them that you start with what you know. We ain't studying sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. We ain't studying spending $60 million housing just illegal immigrant children in our custody. If we don't have to study before we put all that money into them, why do you have to study reparations for Black Americans, descendants of American slaves, whose terror that we went through at the hands of the federal government is well documented? He became very offensive. He tried to deflect, but we weren't letting him. But I'll tell you what's really interesting. The only time he really perked up during that town hall, he was confronted by other Gullah Geechee people about how they want to widen the port of Savannah, and they're doing a port here in my county, Jasper County, because the Savannah port is at full capacity. And one family was like, they want to dig up our ancestors' graveyards and move them. He was like, that's a local issue. Another guy said that, we got to take boats when it rains. There are some parts in my district where it rains, people have to take boats to get out their yard. He said that's a local matter. But when this Hispanic lady, Latina, I guess she calls herself, I don't know what she said herself, white, black, mixed, whatever. But when she came down and mentioned the Dreamers and how they need citizenship, he perked right on her. That was the only time I saw him smile during that entire town hall. Luckily, a young Black guy shut her down and shut him down too, and said, this is about Black issues here, Black American issues. But that shows where his interest is. Him not doing anything for his majority Black district is not because of a failed effort. It's because he doesn't feel we deserve anything. All we deserve to do is to show up and vote for him, have that privilege.
Now, when the Democrats send people like Kamala and Stacey Abrams out here to say, well, look, guys, we can't do something just for Black people because the white people might get offended. They're just not going to go for that. They just had Al Sharpton run out here talking about, well, most of America, they're opposed to cash reparations for Black people. What would you say to them when they tell us that?
It's BS. One, they are tripping over themselves trying to allow women to use the same bathroom, men, to use the same bathroom as women because they identify as a woman. They're tripping over themselves trying to allow 200-pound muscular men to compete in the same sport as a 120-pound woman just because that man now identifies as a woman. trans people are less than 1% of the population. All races in America combined who identify as being gay or bisexual is less than 4%. Asian Americans are less than 5%. Yet Asian Americans, when they were going through just 3 weeks of hate crimes, got the COVID-19 hate crimes bill. And before the Kamini Coons come up in the chat rooms trying to talk about that wasn't just for Asians, if you look at the findings, because I've written resolutions before, which is where you write why a bill is being written, they only cite crimes against Asian Americans. They had over 500 years of hate crimes. They could have added to that bill for descendants of American slaves. They only put crimes and citing findings of hate crimes against Asians, because that's what they were trying to protect. Asians are less than 5%. We, being undercounted as 15% of the population, we're definitely more than that. And as far as being offending white people, when I confronted Clyburn at that town hall, there were Trump supporters there holding up the banners and all. The funny thing is, he stood his ground on citizenship for illegal immigrants. That's wildly unpopular with white people, Democrats and Republicans, okay? When gay marriage was legalized, that was unpopular with a large segment of white Americans. His team tried to say that, oh, if he does reparations, it'll make people come after him. People came after him and still do whenever he tweets about how we need to make these illegal immigrants citizens. Now he's back in a bill to give them resources in housing, healthcare, education, and jobs. That's unpopular. The point of the matter is these so-called leaders of ours, they're willing to do unpopular things for every other group out there except for when it comes to us. All of a sudden then, they worry about their popularity. They worry about how white people feel. But when they're sitting there going hard for trans people, LGBTQ, doing a hate bill for Asians, sitting there trying to give illegal immigrant citizenship, which is something that is wildly unpopular with most of America, they will waste no time doing such. It's simply because they feel that we owe them. And I'm trying to get our people here in South Carolina to wake up and realize they work for us, and the Democrats, for whom we vote for at 90 to 95%, if not for us, would not even exist as a viable party. So they owe us for the 60 years of neglect.
Now, you are running as a Democrat. What type of pushback have you received from the Democratic brass, especially the top brass of the Democrats? What kind of pushback are they giving you?
Well, one, the state party, Clyburn's daughter is the political director for the South Carolina State Democratic Party. So nepotism is at an all-time high. Speaking of Stacey Abrams, when she was running against Brian Kemp in Georgia, and he was the Secretary of State, I heard all hell broke loose about how that was unfair. Yet, here I am running against James Clyburn, and his daughter is the political director for the State Democratic Party. But apparently that's okay. Now, they have some dinner that they're going to be hosting. This is just proof to me that Clyburn's afraid. Kamala Harris is going to be coming down. And even though she's not necessarily coming down for Clyburn, you better believe she's going to be boosting him up. Meanwhile, no one from the Democratic National Committee, no one from that party has told Clyburn that he owes it to the people of South Carolina for whom he had or was supposed to have represented for 30 years to show up for a debate. They've ignored the vow that I've made and the other opponent, who's also running against Clyburn. We both made a vow that we would show up for a debate because we feel it's only fair for the citizens of South Carolina to hear us defend why we are the most deserving of their votes. Clyburn is the only Democrat that has not done such a thing, and apparently being that, voting has already started, he's not going to do such a thing, and nothing has been said by anyone in the Democratic Party about that. But then I looked at Nancy Pelosi's record, and she hasn't debated in almost 30 years either. Wow. So they all feel like they are above having to prove why we're deserving of their vote, especially because of Black Americans. Their attitude is, shut up and just show up and vote. Mm-hmm.
Now, right now, we have a serious reparations movement going, more serious than it's been in a long time. They know they're going to have to do something with these reparations. We've been hearing a lot of talk about, well, reparations can be in the form of education What would you say to narratives like that?
I've heard education, and speaking of Democrats, I've heard some of them say funding for nonprofits. I told them, okay, they didn't pay the Japanese Americans in education. I was 4 years old when they did reparations for Japanese Americans, 1988. They gave them cash, a list of other provisions, but direct monetary payments was a part of it. For Native Americans, they gave them cash. Some of them still get direct payments every single month. They get tax exempt status. They're able to put whatever they want on their land, and they are not going to pay taxes for it. Not only that, when they open up businesses on their land, whether it be hotels or casinos, as we're most familiar with, they get that money in their pockets. One Native American tribe, I can't remember the one, they get so much money from their casinos that every single member of the tribe, there's like 1,000 of them, gets $1 million to put in their pockets. Okay? When they did it with the Holocaust survivors, the Claims Conference, which is still around, that handles the reparations for Holocaust survivors, they get direct cash. Now, of course, they get other things too, like they got their whole damn country. So if they can pay these people in cash, who did not build the nation like we did, who did not fight to defend this nation, only to come back and have this same nation fight against them like we did, who built Black Wall Street, not just the one in Oklahoma, but Florida, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, all throughout this nation, and only to see them burnt to the ground and the trillions of dollars of wealth go in the ground with them. That was us. So if any group is deserving of direct monetary payments, it is definitely us. That's what they did for other groups. They're going to do that much more so for us and a whole lot more.
Now, Marcel, where can people go to support you? Where can we get those shirts? Because I was looking for one of those Marcel shirts on the website. Where are those shirts? Because I've been wanting to rock one of the shirts to support.
I have a lady who makes them for me.
Okay.
And she sends them to me. We want to do merchandise, but we being such a small team, it's been hard for us to get around to making them. Okay. But I tell people what, when I win this primary, and hopefully that will see a lot more donations, I'll be able to kind of outsource the shirts being made, because I wear them all the time. I mean, yeah. I wear them all the time just because, not just because I want to promote my campaign, but because I just like the way it looks. It goes with the low country look.
Yes, indeed. So where can people support and donate to the campaign, Brother Marcel?
Well, MarcelForCongress.com. That's MARCEL forcongress.com/donate. I want to say we're in the final stretch.
Yes, we are.
Clyburn is doing things I've never seen him do before.
They're nervous.
Lived here all my life. Never seen a Clyburn billboard before. I've seen several. Never seen a Clyburn yard sign before. I've seen several. But today, he's making phone calls to people. He sent a flyer to my house. The man is literally having to work. And now he's asked Kamala Harris, because you know that's a favor, to come down and speak on his behalf. Oh. We have him scared. And you know what? Good. Let's make them all afraid. And then by the time they realize they should have been afraid a long time ago, it will be too late. So we're in the final stretch. So if anyone can donate, I too have billboards all over the place. Yard signs, emails, text messages, phone calls, phone banking is happening. I too need as many cents as possible. I don't have the vice president, but you know what? He can have her, because she will probably help me. Coming down to help him will probably end up helping me, because she's so unpopular here. But what I do have are the grassroots, the reparationists behind me. So y'all, if there was ever a time I needed donations, it's definitely now to keep this machine moving until we get to Congress.
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all support our brother Marcel, man. Good luck to you, man. Man, we're rooting for you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, brother. All right,
y'all. You take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much, family. By the way, family, there we go. Shout out to the family, man. That was our brother Marcel. Much respect to that brother. All my South Carolina folks, y'all gotta support that brother, man. Much respect to him. Support that brother. Man, this is a monumental moment, because this brother has a high chance of winning. This brother has a lot of grassroots support behind him. We need all the South Carolina people mentioning this brother, representing this brother, supporting this brother. This is going to send shockwaves as we get our brother elected. Do y'all know how much of a game changer this will be? Do y'all really understand? And this is something that's doable, family. This is something that all you got to do is beat the old folks to the polls, because Clyburn has the old crowd. You just have to beat them to the polls, because ain't no young people support no damn Clyburn, but Clyburn got the loyal old crowd. They're loyal. They just glad to get catfish nuggets every damn year. You just have to show up and support this brother. This brother's talking right. This brother has our agenda at hand. So you guys have to represent. This is what we're supposed to support. Because y'all know how I am about engaging in the political process. If nobody's representing us, don't engage. But when you have somebody like this representing us, that's when you go out here and support. This is what you support, ladies and gentlemen. All our South Carolina people who's in my brother's district, go out there this week. You have, I think, until the 14th of this month. Go out there this week. Support, 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 ladies and gentlemen. All right? Anyway, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'll do a Twitter space later on. I did an interview with Revolt TV early. I've been doing interviews all day. By the way, guys, the Kickstarter for the new movie American Maroon, that's below. Y'all see right below me, right here. Hit that link. Contribute to the Kickstarter for the new movie American Maroon. Phenomenal movie. You can be a part of it, ladies and gentlemen. And I will holler at you guys a little bit later. Pup your Kute, a little